My mother hijacked our engagement, so I went low contact with her.
You should go no contact with her.
I proposed to my girlfriend of over 2 years in Hawaii about a week ago. It was something we had thoroughly discussed and were looking forward to. I had told her parents, grandma, and best friend, as these were the people she expressed she wanted me to reach out to before I did so. As well, I told a couple of my buddies to share my excitement and pick my brain. By the way, this comes from user Spatium Ignarius. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Savannah.
And we are here to give you good advice, goofily. But we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. I was worried about sharing this with my family as they tend to be too involved in my life and relationships, and I didn't want their opinions tainting this decision for me. My sister, before our trip, had a private conversation with me where she asked if I was going to do something stupid in Hawaii. As a side note, she's my older sister and has been with her boyfriend for about 4 years now. We decided it would be best to share the news in person when we got home. And after my mom picked us up, we went to their house to see my mom, grandma, and sister. When we shared the news, we were met with silence, and my mom saying she wished she knew or was involved. We got a half-heated congrats and hug, and my sister asked if her family knew. I told her that my fiance wished me to speak to her parents. Then my sister made a comment about being the second choice and stormed off. My grandma only said she knew it was going to happen. And that's it. That reaction felt very hurtful considering how they hijacked our good news for their feelings, and we only got one congrats that was half-hearted. My mom even made my fiance put the ring on and asked sarcastically, "What's the plan?" I'm not sure how to approach going forward, or if they have any validity in feeling sore about any of this. And there are some comments. Comment 1, I feel like we need more information here. Different cultures have different norms around engagements and marriage. What are the expectations in your culture? What are their reasons for their lack of enthusiasm? Have they expressed concerns about your fiancé? OP says, my family is an Italian-American family. So you can imagine the stereotypes of being very controlling and involved in relationships. In my case, I find that to be true, and I will say that I've had several conversations with my family regarding my relationships and appropriate boundaries. I've had disagreements with both my mom and sister regarding their comments and opinions because they're unwanted and harmful towards my well-being. My fiancé has always been respectful to my family, has never openly expressed to them any frustrations, and continues to want to try and foster a good relationship with them. My mom and sister have both said they have no issue with her necessarily. Comment number 2. I mean, you didn't tell them you were planning to do it because you believed they would taint the decision for you, so you already knew they wouldn't be happy about the engagement. Then when you told them they were not happy about the engagement, it sounds like the issue isn't their reaction to the engagement. It's much bigger than that. It's that they don't approve of your fiancé. OP says, well, they've overstepped boundaries I've expressed before. And when I've asked them, they've said they have no issue with my fiancé. They've talked to me about things they've seen that concerned them, and I've found them to be out of touch. For example, my mom thinks my fiancé rushes me out of the house when we visit, even though I've always been the one to say we're going to head out.
Hear me out. You might both kind of be blaming things on the fiancé. Maybe.
What do you mean? OP is?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking like, she, maybe the mom is like, oh, you always rush out the door, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, he doesn't specifically say that it's him doing it. He's like, so they just think that, oh, maybe he doesn't want to spend time with them. And so he does rush her out the door, but then they blame it on her. But he never, actually says, oh, that actually, I'm the one who wants to leave. They just are like, oh, it must be her. See where I'm going? They kind of are choosing her to put the blame on instead of just, each other. I feel like she's not doing anything wrong. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't gotten a lot of context with her, but...
I don't know. I gotta meet her first.
I gotta meet her. What's the pasta sauce like, huh?
Comment 3 says, I mean, you did tell her family ahead of time and waited until after to tell yours. So that is treating them different and having your family be second. You seem to have your reasons for doing so, But even if your reasons are sound, you can't control how they react to being purposefully told after her family. I do wonder if there's other ways you guys have favored her family over the last 2 years that's created the resentment your family feels. That happened with my brother's first marriage, and while my family didn't make a fuss over it, it was annoying for them to always put her family above ours. I was glad when she left. Going forward, I think you'll have to figure out whether you're going to treat her family different than you treat yours, or try to treat them as evenly as possible. And if you're not going to treat them equally, figure out how you're going to handle it when your family figures it out. Whether it's being honest about things they do being the reason, or just dealing with their ire. OP replies, the only reason her family knew comes from fairly traditional proposal etiquette of asking for a blessing from her parents. I spend a lot of time deliberating and didn't feel that it was necessary to tell my family since it's a very personal choice, and I wanted it to be a surprise. We told them the second we found it appropriate, as soon as we landed back home. I don't think we've treated my family any different. Her family is very laid back and open, which makes it easy to do things with them and share. When I try the same approach with mine, I'm met with ire and shame, which makes it difficult. Yet we still do try, and thus why I'm asking for opinions. Comment 4. My mom got very negative with me when I was divorcing my husband. I clearly and succinctly told her that she either starts supporting me or I would cut her off from me and my kids. It is so important to start setting clear boundaries with them now. Nothing else will work. They will work hard to ruin this for you and your fiancé. How they're acting is rude and selfish. Even if they feel like you're making a mistake, it's your mistake. And they should support you anyway. Also, tell your mom if she wants to see future grandchildren, she needs to change her attitude. People treat you the way you allow them to. Don't let them ruin this happy time for you and your fiancé. Opie replies, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. For reference, my parents are divorced, and I didn't have a relationship with my dad's side. My grandmother and aunt did the same things to her that she and my sister are doing to my fiancé. All that to say, I'm not interested in letting history repeat itself. Thank you so much for your words. And we do have a little update right here.
I don't know. I mean, I can see both sides, but I do think that, like, the actions that OP took to do this, like them, like, treating the fiance's family different. I think that there are differences in it. But I don't know. It seems, I feel like I'm not getting everything in this story. I feel like I'm just getting, obviously OP's side. But I would like to know more about, like, what the family, has done. Because I feel like the things that OP's talking about aren't really that huge of issues.
Yeah. Well, it was more just like, I think her family knew, or the fiance's family knew because, well, you were asking for permission, And it's like, I can understand not wanting to tell your parents until after, because it's like, well, if you tell your parents and your family before, the peanut gallery is all going to have something to say. Oh, no, don't do it like that. Do it like this. Don't do it there. Do it here. Oh, don't do it at that time of day. Do it then. Like, oh, what kind of ring you got? That ring sucks. Like, it's just like, I'm going to tell them that we're engaged and that I proposed after I do it. 3 months update. It has now been over 3 months since that happened. I wish I could say things have improved, but unfortunately, they've gotten worse.
Oh, no. How could they get worse?
Let's find out. My fiance and I have continued building our life together and planning our wedding, but my mom and sister have not reached out in any healthy or supportive way. After months of silence, other than random texts not addressing the elephant in the room, and even then, that was more recent, my sister finally messaged me recently. She wanted to have a conversation with just her brother and wouldn't entertain a conversation to start with my fiancé included. Instead of accountability or a real attempt to make things right, she sent a guilt-filled text accusing me of treating my family like they don't matter, saying I was being controlled by outside voices, and closing with how you're treating the only family you have left. Fun fact, I actually just made a family with my wife. We're building our life and our family together. And being controlled by outside voices, so you would rather the voices that control me be yours. instead of just controlling myself.
I think they're talking about like outside voices. They're like saying like the fiance.
Yeah, but it's like, so what's the contradiction to that? Or like, what's the other side of that coin? Are they saying that they would rather you just listen to your family?
Yeah.
And consult them and have their voice inside your head?
I feel like it's just too much. Like, I just think, like, you know, I'm gonna do what I want, and it's either you're with me or you're not. And if you're not, then why do you care? Like, if, you know, like, why would you, if it bothers you so much, then, like, you know, I'm giving you this opportunity to just, like, cut ties and not talk. And you're just like, no, I still want you to be a part of our life, but I'm still going to make it really hard and annoying for you.
That last line hit hard. Our uncle recently passed away, and it felt like she was weaponizing that loss to hurt me. The message was manipulative and avoided any responsibility for the way they reacted to my engagement. I realized that responding would only pull me back into the same cycle that's existed for years, where I'm expected to smooth things over while they refuse to reflect on their behavior. So I didn't reply. By the way, I'll always be giving you this reply. And it's that we have full episodes with stories just like this one on your favorite podcast platform. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. All you got to do is search OK Storytime. And then you got a whole story palooza. And there is a little bit more story here. Let's finish it off.
All right.
Or do you have anything to add?
No, I think we kind of said everything.
OP continues. Even when well-meaning people, including my fiance's mom, suggested I might try a one-on-one talk to ease the tension, I realized that doing so right now would mean betraying my self-respect. There's been no apology, no ownership, and no acknowledgement that the problem began when they turned my engagement announcement into something about them. At this point, I'm maintaining silence until there's genuine change. I'm not closing the door forever, but I'm no longer willing to carry the emotional responsibility for people who won't meet me halfway. Any thoughts or advice? And that is the end of that story, but I have to say that maintaining silence until there's genuine change and then saying that you're not closing the door forever, you kind of are.
Yeah.
Because if you just go silent, they don't know what they need to do or what they should do.
My long-distance girlfriend flirts with her trainer, but treats me casually.
That should be your long-distance ex-girlfriend.
At the end of last year, 2024, I, 27 male, met a girl, 25 female, online on a dating app. At the time, I was 26 and she was 25, and we started a long-distance relationship. She lived in another city, and that was a hindrance to the relationship, but I really fell in love with her and started having plans to move to her city, and we could be together. By the way, this comes from Competitive Ring 5479, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I am Savannah.
I am Dakota.
And we are here to give good advice goofily, but we do not have all of the answers. We would only tell you what we would do in this situation, and we would love to know what you would do in the comments. As OP says, at first she seemed like a perfect person. Mature, discreet, and intelligent. Unlike most of the girls I had dated before. And that captivated me, this apparent maturity of hers. I had already had a relationship with a girl with diagnosed borderline who kept having bouts of jealousy and getting into fights with me. But this girl in question was different. She seemed much more mature and calm, and that at first captivated me. She had a very captivating personality, as she was fun, funny, and lively, and at the same time, you could notice a certain shyness in her. She kept saying that she was shy, and it took her a while to be able to let go, etc. In the meantime, as the months went by and talking about calls every day, we started to fall in love. And I started talking about my desire to be with her, to go to her city, to be together, and she seemed to respond. Everything was going well, but one detail had caught my attention, and I found it curious. She had never talked about spicy sleep with me, sent a sensual photo, or anything like that in more than 6 months of conversation. This, in a way, was a little frustrating for me. After all, we are adults, and that's something normal in a relationship between an adult man and woman who love each other. I imagined it because she was a shy and reserved person like she always said she was, and I understood fine. Until out of nowhere, things started to get weird. One, First, one day when she had traveled with her family to a neighboring city where her family had a house, she sent me a photo of a glass of wine to surprise me and see my reaction, as she had always said that she didn't drink. I thought it was strange for her to do that since she didn't drink, and it made me jealous. After all, there were several men there next to her. It was a street party. She laughed and said that she was just trying it and that she liked it but wasn't going to start drinking. Soon after she said that, a girl who was there said that wine made a person excited. I quickly realized that she was trying to make me jealous since the photo showed that there were men near her and she knew that I would be uncomfortable. All said and done. She posted a photo in front of the mirror in her room wearing a super sensual bikini on her profile, looking like she wanted to show off her body and get validation of how hot she was. This frustrated me because it was a photo for all her contacts to see, and the photo was really very flashy and exaggerated. She posted an old #Throwback Thursday photo that was her at a party with friends, and in that photo she was wearing a very short dress that you could almost see her panties, whereas the other girls in the photo were wearing a normal dress.
Brother, I don't like where this is going.
What else
I don't
could you
think you
nitpick?
need a girlfriend right now. I think you need to actually read a book.
Yeah.
In the
Also,
library, go to the library and just read. Don't look for a girlfriend, just read.
shh. Also, what else could you nitpick? I mean, it's just like she's posting pictures. And her dress is shorter than all the other women.
He's just looking for an Amish trad wife. That's what he's looking for.
This scared me at the time, and I ended up combining this photo with the one with the sensual bikini, and I realized that, in fact, she wasn't anything modest. She liked to show off her body with sexy clothes and bikinis, and I started to think that I was acting like a fool since she had never been spicy related with me, but she didn't see a problem with herself to other people. She always talked a lot about her family. She was jealous of her parents and her brother and always wanted to be the center of attention. Once she said that her uncle bought chocolate for all her cousins, but he had forgotten to buy it for her, and she spent 2 hours complaining, saying how hurt she was by her uncle and that she felt very sad. A few days later, she said that they had understood each other and that he had apologized to her. She liked to punish me coldly, and when something didn't go the way she wanted, everything had to be her way. She was also jealous of my female friendships, but she always had a lot of male friends and I never said anything. She got a new job and everything started to be about her. She started to act in an egocentric way at that time, talking all the time about how happy she was in this new job, how people had praised her appearance there, the plans she had with the money she was going to earn there, which included buying cosmetics, supplements, joining the gym, and blah, blah, blah. I feel like that's not, when you have a new job, you want to
What?
talk about it. I don't know.
And this is about his ex?
No.
Right? No?
This is, did they mention it?
Yeah, his ex had BPD.
Oh.
Because
No,
what?
this-
Have they met up yet?
No. This is still the woman that, like, he's never met but in a relationship for 6 months. And they don't share spicy photos.
And now he's like, oh, she's like talking about stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
she's talking about her life and how she's happy. Ugh.
I tried to be attentive and show support, but I started to realize that she really wanted to monopolize the conversation by talking only about herself and would never stop talking about these things about her. She no longer asked anything about me or talked about our relationship. It became all about her. When she was already in this job, she started to become hyper-focused on buying clothes, especially gym clothes. And then she started sending me several photos of clothes, asking my opinion. Again, seeming like she was sending photos of exaggeratedly short clothes on purpose to make me jealous. Like, okay, you tell her to send well, you don't even tell her to send
No.
photos, but you want photos, then she gives you the photos, you're like, who else are you sending those to?
This guy's hopeless.
Like-
This guy's hopeless.
It seems like, catch-22
Yeah.
here.
No, he's hopeless.
And then one day, she sent a photo of gym shorts that were so tight that the model's vajayjay in the photo was showing. I showed her jealousy, and she pretended to be jealous that I had noticed that I was marking a vajayjay of the model in the photo. She had certainly noticed it too, and sent the photo to leave in my subconscious that she would be the one with her vajayjay marked when she wore the shorts. I mean,
Honestly, I hate you, bro. Stop talking to people. Stop talking to everyone. Talk to no one. Get in the pit. Get in the pit. You belong in the pit, little pit person. Get in the pit.
She started making jokes, mocking my appearance. I took it as a joke, but over time I started to get upset because she got worse to the point where it seemed like she was really trying to humiliate me and put me down. Then there was a day when I got angry and complained to her. She played the victim, saying she was just joking, and she was very hurt that I thought she was doing this to humiliate me because, according to her, she would never do that. But at no point did she apologize to me. She made the situation about her and how hurt she was that I accused her of wanting to put me down. A while later, she was increasingly colder towards me, and I decided to distance myself from her. We stopped talking, but a month and a half later, she came to me again, saying that she had dreamt of me and that she received a warning in the dream that I could be in danger, and that's why she decided to warn me. Then she started talking to me, and because I still liked her, I accepted the approach, and we ended up talking again.
Why do you still like her? Everything you've said leads me to believe you kind of despise her.
Yeah, it seems like you're kind of jealous of her for just liking her.
I have a theory. You're desperate. That's never a good vibe.
Yeah. But then a few days later, I see her tagging her personal trainer in a TikTok meme, and I questioned her. I already knew that she had joined the gym, but I didn't know that she was training with a male personal trainer, and in that, she said that she had hired a male personal trainer, but that he was married and had never hit on her. By the way, we will hit on you if you come over and listen to these episodes, full episodes just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. There's a little bit more, but you got anything?
Get off the dating apps. Better yourself. You're not ready for this, dog. You are not ready for this, big dog. And you know what? I may be a little harsh on you right now, but it's because you're acting like a weirdo, okay? So, big dog, you got some big changes to make.
Yeah, it's just, it reeks of desperation and of, like, low self-esteem and just wanting to, like,
it's control.
Complain. Yeah,
it's
complain
like
about something
you're talking
that doesn't
about
matter.
all this stuff where it's like, oh, and she does this, and she sent that because this, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, hey, I have an idea. Stop talking to this girl you've never spent a single second with in the same room.
Yeah.
Like before. It's okay. You can just stop talking to her.
Yeah, that's the good thing about long distance is that you're not really together, so you can just be like, hey, I don't really like this anymore. Peace. But instead, you're choosing to just stick with her and then complain about it.
Got weird juju, man.
Yeah. All right, let's see what the update is. But she was tagging the guy in memes as if they were very intimate, which even made me suspicious as to whether he really was married, since if it was probably the guy's wife, would he feel comfortable with a student acting like she was so close and friends with him, tagging him in memes? For me, it ended up being the last straw, and I decided to walk away since I didn't feel comfortable in this relationship, and I felt like I wasn't a priority for her and it wouldn't work. A month has already passed, and I still think about her a lot. Sometimes I miss her, sometimes I brood and feel angry about the way she treated me, and sometimes I think that maybe it's my fault for the way I handled things, that I could have acted differently and things could have been different.
We're on maybe the right track. Hey, but not the right lens to be looking through. I think you need to be more focused on why did I want to maintain a long distance relationship with this girl? What do I want out of a relationship? Like, come on, man. Being like she hasn't sent me any spicy weird. Being weird.
Yeah.
My boyfriend gave me zero effort even after I flew across the country for him.
Then give him 0 kisses.
My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years now. We have a healthy relationship and we communicate a lot. However, a massive issue for us is the fact that we are long distance. We've been periodically making an effort to see each other at least once a month for the past 2 years. But now that he has gone away to uni, we cannot exactly do that anymore. By the way, this comes from user CheesyBreadsticks11. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to give good advice goofily. But we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So tell us what you would do in the comments. As OP says, I have kind of felt this way even before he went away to uni, because when we see each other, I want to make the most of our time together by going out, experiencing new things together, and being intimate. However, my boyfriend has no get up and go about him. My boyfriend is happy just sitting on the sofa all day, napping and watching TV or anime together and cuddling up. You see, I wouldn't mind that if we lived close together, but because our time together when we get the chance is so finite, I want to make the most of it. It makes sense to do that at my house every once in a while because I live in the countryside and the town near me doesn't have much in the way of sightseeing. But he lives in London, where there are loads of things to see and do, things he has not experienced, and yet I feel it is a chore to get him out of the house and do stuff with. Whenever I stay at his place, I am always the one waking up at a reasonable time, getting ready for the day, and having breakfast before 10:30. But then when he gets up and ready, it takes an hour and a half. And because he wakes up late, by the time he is dressed and washed, noon has already gone by, and most of our day has been wasted. No joke, this one time while I was at his place, I specifically requested that we go on a walk to the local cemetery and take some pictures. And he said, okay, but then proceeded to have a 2 to 3 hour nap. By the time we got out of the house, it was 5 p.m. and it began to rain, so we just gave up and went back home. During that nap he took, I had time to watch a movie, do some of my homework, and work on a chapter in a novel I'm writing. The worst part was that this was my last full day with him before going home for that month. This kind of thing has happened a noticeable amount of times now, especially when I go to stay over at his place. And then when I do get him out of the house, it feels like I'm forcing him to. I brought this up with him, and granted, at the time, it was because he had an ingrown toenail and was feeling sleepy or whatever. So he did not have the energy to be enthusiastic, which is fair enough. But the thing is, when we're going out to do something he likes, like seeing a war museum, he is enthusiastic and constantly info dumping onto me. He's one of those nerdy autistic types that loves military stuff.
What? I didn't know that was a category.
It's a spectrum. In this one instance, my mom booked us 2 tickets to see Spirited Away at the theater for my birthday. The reason she did this is because I saw the ad for it and looked into it myself because my boyfriend really likes Studio Ghibli and I liked theater, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to bond. But when I looked at the tickets, it would be like $200 to $300 for the both of us to go?
Oh,
That's a bill that would make your wig go flying. And my mother, bless her heart, saw this and decided to pay for it instead. So I told my boyfriend the news, expecting him to be excited because he loves Studio Ghibli and in fact wants to get into the animation industry to be like the creator of the studio. And yet he could not be less enthusiastic for the simple fact that it was a theater and it meant going out into the city instead of staying in the comfort of his or my home. I mean, he ended up enjoying the show, but it's the principle. This is like an attitude that you should develop by the time you're like in your 50s. Like, I don't want to go. You're like young, you're with your girlfriend, she surprised you with this, and you like can't be like excited to go out just because you have to go somewhere. That's whack, bro.
yeah, that also is just like really demeaning, like, because it's like she's trying every single way to try to get you to like get up, like literally like getting tickets to like things that you like in hopes that you would like show some appreciation, some enthusiasm, you know, as to like, oh, this is fun, thank you, like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's go do this, like
Yeah.
it's our last night or whatever. But instead she's met with just like, well, I wish like we could have just watched it at home, but like that's fine. Like,
yeah,
I
and then
don't
he was
know.
enthusiastic later, but it's like, yeah, again, it's the principle. I think you might need to start looking to invest in a different boyfriend.
I agree.
The final thing that ticks me off was the summer holiday of this year. Both of us acknowledged that this would be the prime time to bond because it would be the last time we got to see each other until he went to uni. So he and his parents, months before, said they would take me to Italy with them for the summer holiday so I could meet the rest of his family. His family are all Italians. I was like, bet, and got super hyped for this upcoming trip. But then his granddad fell ill and they went on their own without me, which that was fair enough. But get this. I asked my boyfriend how long he would be away for, and first he said a week, and then it was 2 weeks. And then the next thing I knew, it was pretty much a full month he ended up staying there. So my holiday ended up being pretty bad because I was stuck at home. My mom was away the whole time because she works at sea. My whole dad's side was away abroad, so I couldn't see them. And on top of that, my stepdad developed medical issues for the entire 6-week period, so we couldn't do anything together. So when my boyfriend came back from Italy on the final week, I thought we could finally see each other again just before he buggers off to uni. He said, sorry, darling, I want to stay at home for this week so that my dad and I can sort out my uni stuff together, like packing and buying things. For context, he had to actually go to uni on the 14th of September, but I had to return the 6th from on the 3rd, I think it was, and he was thinking of coming around that time. I would have been going to college. So I told him no. I want him over on the last week of my summer holiday instead, because he had plenty of time after to sort out his uni stuff. Otherwise, I would be in college at the same time as he was over. Begrudgingly, he said okay and came over. I don't know if he was deliberately guilt-tripping me, but after he came over, he was saying stuff like the reason he wanted to sort his uni stuff that week was because that was the last week his dad had off before he had to go back to work, and he wanted to make the most of his time with him and properly sort out his stuff. Things like that. And then he roped his now deceased grandpa into it, and then the fact that he apparently does not have enough kitchen equipment for uni now or whatever. Those were wildly swinging, levels of importance on those two things.
Yeah, also, I don't... does he like you? Does he want to see you? Because it seems like he just has so many other things to worry about, even though, but you're giving him all this attention and everything, but you're not receiving anything. And that's I hate that feeling. I hate it.
Yeah, I think you guys might need to cut your losses here. I think what's going on is you guys are both going to school, different schools. You're moving on to a new chapter of your life, and I think it might be best if he's not enthusiastic about it. You deserve to have a partner who's enthusiastic about you. I think you'll have plenty of good opportunities to find someone you'll enjoy spending your time with. I don't know. It just seems really off to me, and since then, his text messages are just dry. I mean, they were getting dry before, but I thought I would bring it up. Imagine that moment in Kitchen Nightmares when Gordon Ramsay eats that dry pork chop and nods. That is my reaction to how his messages are to me. Don't get me wrong, he's a lovely person and really sweet, and I get that he's really busy and stressed at the moment. But this makes me want to sink further into my delusions of fangirling over fictional characters and thinking that I'm in a relationship with said fictional characters. That came out of nowhere.
What?
I think you should fangirl about being in a new relationship with a different non-fictional character. I genuinely have to remind myself that he's my boyfriend and not just some best friend that I sometimes get too spicy with. And by the way, you can all the time listen to full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. Speaking of which, he never wants to get spicy with me anymore whenever we are together. He said it's because of his insecurities about his body and the fact that he just does not have the energy for it. And I get that. You don't got the energy for spice and you're like 20?
Yeah, this guy, it just seems like he's just slowly fading away.
I just
but
think
he
he's
just
not-
doesn't
yeah.
want to like be the bad guy about it, and I hate
Exactly.
that.
A lot of people make that choice. Just like, I'm just going to quiet quit the relationship and wait for the other person to get sick of it.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. It's
Yeah.
so exhausting.
Very exhausting. But on the odd occasion that we do it these days, I feel that I barely get anything out of it because he is done after 2 minutes, and then I don't get any attention after. Honestly, at this point, I see no point in taking my birth control pills anymore because I don't get any anyway. I love him and he loves me, but I feel almost checked out of this relationship. And I think I think it's time to check out of the relationship hotel.